It's the World Pokemon League, #1 draft league you could ever see. Getting stronger, yeah, I'm building up my own team. Gotta be the champion, the one you can't defeat. It's the World Pokemon League, #1 draft league you could ever see. Getting stronger, yeah, I'm building up my own team. Gotta be the champion, the one you gotta beat. Pokemon League, #1 draft league you could ever see. Getting stronger, yeah, I'm building up my own team. Gotta be the champion, the one you can't defeat. It's the World Pokemon League, #1 draft league you could ever see. Getting stronger, yeah, I'm building up my own team. Gotta be the champion.
My name's Guardian of the Light, and joining me is my new co-host, Octo, aka UA Huge Power. Unfortunately, we had some issues with audio that we could not fix. We are both human, and we make mistakes. So this is Guardian from the future telling you the important things that was cut out, from what was cut out. So first off, the WPL is shifting from an 8-week to 10-week season. Jay and Space went over this on Power Spot, but the reason is that with an 8-week season, we would have had a month off before the new game's release. To combat this, 2 weeks have been added, meaning we'll only have to wait like maybe 5 days. And honestly, I think that's doable. This also gives us about a month to play and learn the new games for Season 8, so we weren't going in entirely blind. Now, as far as this podcast, this is all about the Ultraballers out there, and having said such, we have a couple things to offer. First, we would like to do a match recap every week, pointing out the good and the bad in some plays. This is going to be on a request basis, which you can do so on Discord or in the comment section. Since this week is effectively the pilot episode, I offered up my match to discuss my end of things, which we will see shortly. The next thing we're going to be doing is a look at any Pokemon that did especially well during a week, for the reason of fantasy. Fantasy is based off the Ultra Ball division, and as such, we will comment on any weekly MVPs and how it may affect the standings. And with that, let's return to the video. As we said earlier, this is about the Ultra Ball this is about the Ultra Ball division. Yeah. And as such, we do kind of want to tailor this to where you guys are enjoy it more. You guys will get more out of this. So think of it almost as a case study to help everyone get better. Kind of was that a fair way to put it?
That's one of the aspects. So some of the people in Ultra Ball maybe want to have a good time and take it easy, and maybe some people in Ultra Ball want to get better at the game. So we'd like to cater to both camps. So going forwards, if you have any suggestions, feedback, if you'd like us to do something differently, if you'd like us to do something again, if you'd like us to try something new, let us know. We'd like to make sure that we're hearing you out and putting on a show for you. So if you let us know what you want to see, we can let you see it.
Yep, and I know that my DMs are always open if people have ideas or anything. Otherwise, our comment section is always open. So just if you, regardless of how you send the suggestion, we're probably going to see it.
Yeah, exactly. YouTube comments, ideally. Whose YouTube channel is this going to?
This is going. So we have a dedicated WPL channel now, and that is where both this and our older brother podcast are going to be.
Okay, work. And that also means I can swear.
That's how I'm putting that one. Yes, we can swear.
Okay. Fierce.
I would keep that kind of to a minimum, because if we get too out of pocket, then I have to start cutting things. But
okay,
let's not create more work for me, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm having to watch myself for that reason too. I don't want to be the reason I have more work.
Okay, I just don't want to be in the middle of saying something and then like my entire thought falls apart because I was going to say fuck and then oops.
Yeah, no, we can still say that. Just let's not go stupid with it.
That's fair. That's usually not hard for me to do.
So, yeah, back on the topic.
Yeah.
One of the things we were discussing doing is maybe highlighting like one match a week. Like if somebody hits us up saying, "Hey, we want you to kind of review and analyze our match." We can do that, and just kind of describe what we're talking about. I volunteered my match with Golden State Gyarados. Super fun match, by the way.
Yeah. We might also ask you Uh, so just so you know where we're coming from, it can be a helpful teaching moment. The goal is to kind of break things down from what we can see and figure out, is there something that was really good? Are there areas where things could be done better? For the goal of people who are listening to improve at the game.
Yeah, and for those that are just listening or are playing to have fun, well then this doesn't necessarily apply. But you know what? Have a fun replay. Um,
Yeah,
that's really all I can say about that.
or if you want to share any ideas about crazy tech, I mean, I have one. I can give an example. It's really convoluted, but if it works, mama. But yeah,
You know,
we can discuss that more once we have once we get
once
through. You want to start with the we have a couple of things on the agenda for today, so I guess we should work out, let the viewers know what order we're going to go in, and then we can talk about each thing when it's that thing's time.
yeah, and so like I ideally we wanted to do probably one match to like pick and review and comment on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because the fantasy league for WPL is based on Ultra Ball this season,
Hmm.
go over some of the MVPs over each week to and say and kind of look at how that could possibly affect fantasy. And because we don't get updates super duper regularly, we can also make a couple predictions of where things are going to end up.
Yeah, at the very least, talking about particular Pokemon, but if we can try and connect some of the like big gains or losses for the week, we can ideally look at which players have that Pokemon. Yeah,
Hmm.
we'll do our best with that. But the main thing is we can definitely look at which Pokemon are going to be picking up a lot of points on a given week. Starting with this, we're reviewing week 1 this week.
Yeah, and I can go ahead and get this started whenever we're ready if you are.
Oh, I'm good. You stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. Oh,
Alrighty, booting up, and let me find the. There it is. So, like you're looking over the initial team of six. Golden State was very scary. Having the three dogs, Regice
well, they're
and
cats, but yeah.
Kangaskhan.
Well, they're beasts, but based on
The
felines.
beast. You're right. You're right. They're the beasts. However, just the expected thing is dogs. So that's what comes off the tongue easiest,
No,
regardless of whether it's correct or not.
well, I think the kids in elementary school were calling them dogs because they thought they were dogs. Given the arguments and near fights that I got into over this,
And a lot that was us at that age.
I was saying they were cats all along. They're beasts, but they're based on felines. So, yeah,
Fair
I guess
enough.
we were all wrong technically.
They're something. Um,
Yeah.
they're Pokemon. That's what they are.
Yes, that's basically what the creator said. He's like, yeah, I based Entei on like more of like a Chinese lion, but I don't really see these as like particular animals. They're more beasts, like in a broad sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, he
So
drafted all three, and he brought all three against you.
yeah, no, I'm shocked that like I didn't personally want any of the three, but like I'm shocked that my other competitors let this happen.
They went 1, 2, 3
Honestly,
in Master Ball, or 1, 2, 4, or 1, 2, 4, I think. No, one, three,
they're
four.
because they're really good. They're really good value. Like some of them, we were shocked stuck around because we were doing low tier.
Yeah, honestly, like Inner Focus Roar makes it really difficult to stop them from stopping your Trick Room.
Yeah, and I was like, I've done that a few times, especially when Roar triggers a throat spray. So like, especially like Raikou has fun with that.
Yeah,
Um, and I can thank Texas Land Sharks for that strat.
and I think he can thank Jay for that, who I think can thank me
Probably.
for that. But I'm not sure about that one. But I know,
I don't know where I don't know I know Jay told Texas and Texas told me. I
yeah,
don't know where it came from before
I know
that.
that
I don't
Jay
know
and
if
I
that was
talked
a
about
brain
it. Yeah.
I don't know if that was a jingle brainchild.
No, I think it actually was.
Or
It was because when he mentioned it, I did say something like, "Yeah, I thought of that, but I've never like committed to making a set of it." And we were testing his team, and he ended up really liking it.
Fair enough. But I was like, go ahead and start looking through this. Ideally, we're gonna kind of look play by play, like what was good, what wasn't.
Yeah.
Um, so like play that with the music off, so I don't blow out mirror drums. This should be the first one. Yes, it is. You
Okay,
just see people talking
let's pause at the
trash.
end of each turn as well. Yeah. Has everybody
Oh,
gone
whoops.
already? No. Let's see what Gothitelle does. Okay, work. Okay, pause. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of turn one. So yes, I got lucky. Well, like landing the hypnosis right away. That was not the plan, but it definitely worked out.
I can see why you'd want to
Um,
do it.
yeah, I definitely saw the fake out coming for Draco because you see that. Oh, that's a lot of Dragon Energy does a lot of damage. He
Yep.
doesn't know what I'm running yet, so that's people look at Reggie Draco and go, "Oh yeah, that's Dragon Water Spout."
Yep.
But he did fake out the right mon because that he's looking at DPS and got to tell you don't know if it's going to go Trick Room, which he doesn't care about. Don't know if he's going to go or what is he? The Gottel's going to go like Helping Hand. So like stopping the DPS is always like in this case it would have worked out.
Yeah.
I don't think double targeting was the right way to go though.
And your other option of not being stopped this turn by fake out was to Dynamax. So what went into your decision to protect instead of Dynamaxing?
I don't like using my Dynamax early.
Hmm.
Personally,
Yeah.
I feel like saving it for later when they've already exhausted theirs makes it harder for them to answer it.
Um. Okay. uh. You're giving a bit more insight into your future opponents of how you like to play. I was thinking in the
Um,
context of this game, but no, that's fair. Usually,
well,
if you can keep in the game whilst conserving your Dynamax, you're probably going to win.
yeah, and my team definitely has like some longevity. Like Gotzel and Draco are both bulky.
Yeah.
Um, the other Escavalier is extremely bulky. The other three can be a little rough on that, but it's
Hmm.
definitely. But like in this case, I definitely had some options to like hold out.
Yeah. I'd say I agree with all of your turn one plays. So good job. Let's move on to turn two. Uh-huh.
So yeah, the guaranteed sleep there.
Okay. And then
He went for
pause.
circle throw
Pause.
to send out Gotzel.
Pause.
Working out. Sorry.
Last turn.
Um, get that back to where it needs to
Thank
be.
you. Yeah, because I was going to
Um,
replay. Yeah, so pretty fortunate, I suppose, for you that Circle Throw didn't do anything. Suicune had to take uh, a required
Sweet.
first turn of sleep.
Yep. That was the guaranteed nap. I was ready for that.
So
I was
what was the Rock Tomb about?
speed control. I know that Kangaskhan's faster than me, so I
Hmm.
went for Rock Tomb so that Reggie Drago outspeeds.
Okay. And you revealed this turn
Um,
your physical Regidrago. So Dragon Energy maybe, unless you're going mixed, not really a threat this game.
yeah, and that's. But now being physical Reggie Drago, he's now got to look at. I do still have access to spread, whether I want to go like breaking swipe or something like that. Um, which is something to consider.
Hmm.
Um, he doesn't have a lot of like outside of Kangaskhan, he doesn't have a lot of physical attackers, so it's not an amazing thing.
Yeah.
But it is still something to respect, especially because transistor damage added onto that is not bad.
Dragon's Maw, but same concept. Boost your Dragon type moves by 1.5 times.
Sorry, yeah, transistors are leggies. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, the speed control I thought was huge, and it just I needed it so that I could so Drago could pick up a kill because
Okay.
its HP is great, its defenses are not.
Correct.
So from here on, um, I think that the circle throw on him was a good play. Um, trying to get the ability for him to switch in is nice because otherwise he's just eating hits.
Yeah,
But it just didn't work out that way.
right. Yeah, because Gothitelle is still on the field, so Shadow Tag is still in effect. Yep.
Yep.
All right. I say we're good to go
So
too.
go on from here.
Okay.
There's the turn. There's the
Second
turn
turn.
two.
It's not
Kang is gone.
particularly likely or not, but it is still fortunate for you that they stayed asleep. Pause.
Oops, shoot.
Girl. We'll get it.
Listen, I'm
This is the
working on
first
it. I am
time we'll
working
get
on
it.
it. I am. I am working on it.
Yeah. Yeah, we just started.
We are attempting here.
Yeah.
We are. I don't know why that's stuck here. Okay, there we
Yeah.
are. So yeah. So basically, now that it's guaranteed 2 turns of sleep, that was the second turn. Because I'm slower than Suicune, so it just did.
Well, they have to miss one turn.
I thought it was guaranteed 2, and then they wake up on 3.
As far as I know, every time a Pokemon is asleep, there's a 33% chance of them waking up on any of the 3 turns. Sorry.
I know that there's some moves that guarantee 2 anywhere. Guarantee 2 could be up to 5 is what I thought.
The mechanics have changed over the generations. Now there's a hard cap, hard maximum, hard limit of 3 turns, and there's a hard minimum of 1. The only set amount of sleeping time that I know of is rest, where you're guaranteed 2 turns of being asleep, and then you automatically wake up
Mm,
on your third opportunity to act after falling asleep.
okay, but at least here I was under the impression that he was guaranteed to sleep for another turn, so that's what I did.
Yeah. The
Um,
odds were in your favor. I think it's a 2 and 3 chance. If it's 33% each time to wake up, the
yeah,
first turn is 33, and then 2 or 3 cumulatively is 66. So,
yeah. So I was like, I figured this is the turn for me to take out the Kanga because it definitely can be a threat.
yep.
Um,
And then Rock Tomb? Explain that.
Once again, more speed control.
You need speed control on Suicune?
I mean, it's also my only attacking move on Gothitelle.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, now I understand.
It's my only attacking move because I didn't put Psychic on it.
Yep.
It's a physical Gothitelle.
And why did you want to keep
Um,
Gothitelle in, by the way?
because it still limits the amount of options that he has against me.
Work. Okay. Yeah. So far,
Um,
so good. What a bad example. No, this is an example of what to do right, I guess. So far, there's not really a lot of room for improvement here.
uh, I so this could have backfired on me by leaving Gothitelle in. Like if he would have switched in, if he had a stronger answer against Gothitelle, then like now he could predict that I'm about to switch out and then bring in another threat
Yeah.
to Drago. So like I definitely have to be smart with it,
Hmm.
but in this case, it worked in my favor.
Yeah.
Um, so as we move on to turn 4,
Hmm.
Shadow Ball. So again, there's a threat that I knew about.
Yep. But it's a 3-hit KO.
There's the wake up.
Oh, that's a threat too.
I ate that a lot better than I thought I was going to, on both ends.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I remember thinking here, okay, I made a mistake by not destroying the actual Drago check.
That makes sense. So, question. You took less damage than you expected. What conclusion can you potentially draw from that experience?
So I imagined that meant that they were bulky over. I didn't think they were modest in that regard.
Yeah.
I I thought they were bulkier.
Hmm.
So it makes it smart to make me question a little more
Exactly.
what those EVs actually are.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Good.
but but like again, I'm more confused. I'm not questioning it. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. That just means I got a little more time.
Right.
Um. So that's kind of where I was at there.
And you see
The
a healing
berries.
berry.
Yeah, there was the berry there. That was a thing. Oop. Damn it. Crone does not want to cooperate today.
Or something at the bottom of that screen really wants to be seen, and I don't know why.
There's the replay URL. I guess people want it.
It's also at the
Research against
top,
me
but hey.
or going. Yeah, no. I mean, they can't see it on that. So wherever this went, yeah, they can't see the what's it called URL on the top there, but that's fine.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because hooray clipping stuff.
Ah.
So we go to. It's like this was just like damage being thrown all around. This is where I'm starting to see, okay, where the defense is at. What can I hit pretty hard? What can I not? And he definitely went bulkier on Suicune. No idea about Raikou yet.
Right.
But like this was a good turn for information for me.
Yep.
So.
Protect. Okay.
Yep. Suicune would protect, which oof. I should have read it, but I didn't.
No. You don't always need to read protect. Like Suicune never revealed it. Really bulky more support-oriented Pokemon often don't run protects. Nah. It could have been better for you if you didn't, but just because it didn't work out doesn't mean you made a mistake.
I mean, I think even then I probably would have been okay targeting down the Raikou, getting rid of some of its longevity, pressuring maybe a switch. But again, this is coulda, shoulda, woulda, especially. So I wasted a turn going Helping Hand Dragon Claw instead of advancing a game state.
But you couldn't have known that Suicune would or could protect. So yeah,
I knew it was an option. But I didn't think that it was. I didn't know that was coming out yet because he's still in the green.
Yep.
So it didn't seem imperative for him to protect quite yet.
Right. So this is more a case of credit to your opponent, and then Dynamaxing here. Probably
yeah. No, absolutely.
Trying to get the KO. Okay. Yeah. Gothitelle goes down.
Yep. So yeah, I get the Helping Hand off though, which is huge. Dragon Claw, because I forgot Dynamax existed, honestly, at this point. So the Dynamax, I'm like, oh crap. And I didn't take care of the threat.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that he Dynamaxed to remind you that you could Dynamax.
Yeah, and then there's the Hailstorm, which that's absolutely going to take me out.
Yep.
So I send out Pikachu and Alolan Ninetales. Or Alolan Dugtrio, sorry. I don't know why I said Ninetales. Probably because Hail's going out.
Probably because Alolan. No.
Because Alolan, yeah. It's the hair, dude. They're such shads. But before I get too out of it, yeah, we saw that kind of just happen. So he cleared my the 2 off my board, which is huge.
Yes and no. These 2 in the front did not want to see what you had in the back, is the thing.
Absolutely not. And this just I thought what would be the best against. I didn't see Escav doing super well here because Entei destroys it, and same with Lucario. Honestly, like I was worried about bringing three steel types this week, but luckily he's paying off so far.
Limiting the number of Pokemon weak to a particular type Pokemon does make sense. I would say Escav gets better if you have Trick Room, but if you weren't planning on going Trick Room, no.
I wasn't planning on going Trick Room. However, it was bulky. If he led Entei and I took care of the only threat to it, or I took care of the Entei, then there was no threats to it. I could go off. I think the only thing that they have is Raikou gets Scorching Sands. I think
Raikou, I don't think gets Scorching Sands. They get Scald, which burns and is.
The burn would suck.
Yeah.
But anyway, we continue from here. So we go for the G-Max. There's the Shadow Ball trying to target down Dugtrio. Surprisingly living. Alolan Dugtrio is a little more bulky than I gave it credit for.
Dugtrio and Alolan Dugtrio both have existent special defense.
Just enough for it to matter.
Yeah, their HP is abysmal, but yeah.
Yeah. So high horsepower does exactly what it needs to do, and then the Volt Crash, was just a good option.
Yeah.
That's damage wise, and on top of that, if for some reason the thing lived, or if for some reason Suicune lived, Para happened, or if it covered a switch.
Right.
So like that was the smart thing there.
Yep. Yeah. Once again, I feel like there's nothing you could have done better with what you had. So good job again.
Yeah, and I do have to give credit. Like I was making it very hard for Golden State to answer this.
Hmm.
So this is this is not meant to be a pick at anybody. This is just like a case study of what's good, what's not. And I don't. There's not really been any bad plays so far, except for like maybe one bad protect or like reading of a protect, I should say.
And I'm saying, nah. How can you read a protect when you don't even know a Pokemon's going to have protects? And you didn't really lose any momentum. The board state was not exactly the same because Gothitelle went from 2-hit KO range to 1-hit KO range from Raikou, but like,
Yeah,
so what? You get Dugtrio in and then they KO Raikou. Like, you're good. So, yeah,
yeah.
nah,
So
I don't think that was a misplay.
okay, well you heard it here. Uh, we continue now. The hail thing. The hail had me worried because if he brought me down to
Hmm.
Sash, Dugtrio died,
Yeah, but
and then just clear it out.
yeah, and that makes sense. So Dugtrio, it looks like, was EV'd to be faster than Entei, but not faster than Raikou.
There's no way for me to get faster than Raikou.
Oh, right, Dugtrio is 110. Raikou is 115. But yeah,
Yeah.
Raikou could
So
have not been max speed for whatever reason.
Raikou could not have could have been not max speed, but like I honestly I expected the Entei to move faster than Pikachu, but it didn't. So I was shocked that he built bulky. Honestly, although I'm being told that that's very much like how the meta's running right now with Entei. Like anytime it's seen, it's more along the lines of a bulky instead of fast.
Okay. I mean,
I found that out from some of my Little Root buddies.
oh, work, yeah. Although do always bear in mind the meta when you're doing draft league is your opponent from week to
It
week, so you don't
oh
have to
no,
do what's common in
absolutely,
the meta. So
absolutely. That's part of why I expected it to outspeed. I didn't know until later that that's what happened, and I don't know if this was built just thinking that it does well against my team, or
right,
if something, or if it was just grabbed from the internet. I have no idea. I will simply say that I would have if I were him, I probably would have EV'd it to outspeed Pikachu because I have a lot of things at max speed 156 that answers, including Lucario.
yeah, Lucario same base speed, and indeed, wow.
Uh, so like that's what I would look at there, but that's kind of what I was expecting because of Lucario's the same speed. I was expecting it to outspeed,
Yeah, yeah,
but that was big. That was big learning at the end of game one because that almost didn't matter. That almost did not come
yeah.
up.
So when you see something happen which is unexpected, it's always good to make a mental note. So it's good that you picked up on that because this helps you make better decisions, at least hypothetically speaking, into the next game. Are you ready to move on to game two, would you say?
I am,
Work.
and we're gonna go through this one a little faster,
Yeah.
because like it took a while on that
Well,
one.
that was also the first time we ever went over a game, right? So,
Yeah. Hopefully, we're experienced now.
yeah, listen,
Um,
I am a belly drum Pokemon that's been frozen for 8 turns, but I'm also a Regigigas. I have slow start, so mama. Well, when you and I
spit out my
combine, we're
water on my
Regigigas,
keyboard.
so.
I almost spit out my water on my keyboard.
Spit takes are so fun. I want to have like a genuine spit take moment. I don't want anything bad to happen as a result.
I know that would suck because I've got a lot of equipment on my desk right now.
On the plus side, most modern technology, when water goes into it, if you leave it alone, it has a system for letting the water like drain out without actually damaging the hardware. Not a guarantee, but yeah, new technology for anybody who,
Technology's amazing. Um,
yeah, work. So you have to consider what you're going to do game two. Did you have any adjustments that you wanted to consider? Adjustments that you wanted to make or adjustments that you wanted to consider from him?
um, On his end, I don't know what he would adjust. I
Okay.
think Kangaskhan was a good lead.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that not Raikou, Entei needs to be coming up more.
Okay.
Because Entei's Sacred Fire hurts a lot. Because, like, the burns and on what already looks like a pretty physical team
Mm-hmm.
definitely hurts. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. On my end, I didn't see a need to change up too much because I don't know what he could do to break the lead I had.
Yeah. So because you asked the question, can something break my lead? And the answer that you came back with was results are inconclusive. You didn't have a reason to change your lead.
He didn't show me anything super amazing that would make me rethink
Yeah.
this.
Okay. So
There was no super spicy tech that he showed in game one that has got me worried enough to change.
yeah.
And that sounds kind of egotistic, but like I didn't see the damage output he needed to break the lead right away.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Which, when discussing the beasts, is a little weird to say.
They don't have huge offensive stats, and none of them
They're
have super.
they're much more all around. They're much more like all around legendaries.
Yes,
Not
that, but also none of
they're
them have super effective stab into Regidrago either. So that
no.
combination isn't like really making them pose like a huge threat to
I
Regidrago
think
then.
I think the only reason that we haven't seen Regice is because I have the 3 steel types. Honestly,
Hey, that's a reason to bring 3 steel types, right?
yeah. So I guess that was a mind game I didn't know I
Hmm.
was playing. I guess, but it worked. I don't
There you
know.
go. Yeah.
I guess. But we get into it, and
Yep. So you
I
lead the
I
same.
lead the same
Yep.
thing. He leads Spiritomb Kanga, which is a much better lead than what he did originally.
Hmm.
I thought I had conditioned him to not go for, or I thought I conditioned him to think I was going to protect. So I decided I was going to go for it. I'm pretty sure I clicked Dragon Claw Helping Hand into Kanga.
Yeah. Um,
Um,
that your play makes sense. I think it's also important to ask the question, is it still worth it for him to fake out the Regidrago in this situation? And
so
especially since he covered for your protect, I would say the answer is yes.
and another thing I was considering was Gothitelle hit a hypnosis. That is a thing. That is known knowledge now that has this.
Right.
So I was thinking, does he fake out to prevent another sleep if I'm lucky, or does he prevent the damage? Because honestly, I think the
Hmm.
sleep's more debilitating than a Dragon Claw.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. So I don't mean to
So
say what you did didn't make sense. I just mean what he did does make sense.
I,
So,
oh no, what he did absolutely makes sense, and it was the right play.
mhm.
I, I was hoping that I had played some sort of mind game, and it did not work
This time,
this time. But we move on. Dragon Claw.
the helping
So
hand would have picked
we
up.
have the and then that Ice Punch did a lot, which that makes more sense.
And we didn't see the Ice
Um,
Punch on Kangaskhan game one, so you couldn't have seen that coming. But why didn't you helping hand this time?
because of this. Okay, so Froze Lumberry came out because hypnosis.
Yeah. Okay, but if
So I
you
did
helping
land
handed, you would have
hypnosis.
KO'd the Kangaskhan. Wait, is that true?
Yes, but I would
65.
have, yes.
No, you wouldn't have. You would have just failed the KO, so it's better this way. 65 times
Did I?
1.5 is like 97.5. Yeah, it's
Is it?
97.5. You wouldn't have KO'd. So this is better for you actually.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
So yeah, I think I probably could have gotten close to it, but I just didn't. The Lumberry was more for Sacred Fire shenanigans,
Yeah,
but it
physical
definitely
Regidrago.
the the 10% Ice Punch freeze here was huge. So I'm like, oh, that was huge for him. So I'm happy I had the Lumberry
Yeah, you can be frozen, hypothetically speaking, until the game
indefinitely.
ends. Yeah.
Um, landing another 75% hypnosis, so or whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's 75%. Um, so
60.
or something like 60. So currently I'm ahead of the curve as far as odds for that, but 2 for 2, that was a lot of fun. I still haven't shown the main gimmick for Gothitelle yet.
Hmm. Party. Now I'm curious. Yeah, there it
So,
is.
well, that's not part of it. The foul play doing that much hurt,
Yeah, but it
but
makes sense. Physical Regidrago. Regidrago has really high HP, but not really high defense. Their attack isn't amazing, but
yeah,
it is higher than their defense. And stab.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So the protect here is huge because the will-o-wisp.
I don't like that Will-O-Wisp there because, yes, it would have done exactly 6% in KO'd Regidrago, but it also has a 15% mischance, whereas Foul Play has a 0% mischance. And if you want to say something about
Yeah,
Gothitelle Ally Switch, well, Foul Play is super effective, and Will-O-Wisp can still miss.
well, I also did an ally switch. His spirit team did.
Yeah, uh, I'm
Um,
saying if he
so it's
went
like,
for Will-O-Wisp to call out your Ally Switch, but yeah, you didn't Ally Switch, and yes, indeed.
and I didn't reveal it. And I'm pretty sure I've revealed all 4 moves on my set at this point.
Yeah, right.
Because I've revealed 3 here, and I had the Rock Tomb game
Yep.
1. So there's no way I have it. He was trying to kill the Drago with a passive kill. Which I don't understand, but okay.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's totally fair. Some people have interest in that, and if that's a goal that you want to have within a match, go for it. That goes into the
I
like
mean,
for fun aspect of Ultra Ball, I would say. So
yeah,
work. Hey, if you
whatever
if
works.
you didn't protect, he would have gotten the passive kill if he didn't miss, which is also important to
Yeah,
consider. But hey, that's the game we play. So yeah.
I was honestly more afraid of the of an ice beam from Suicune, so that just was the thing.
Mm, fair.
But we continue going
Yeah,
here.
and we
Regidrago goes down.
okay.
That I finally missed. That was the gimmick I
Oh
had.
my God. Okay.
Blunder policy hypnosis. And
Sure.
so Gothitelle with that at 31 IV, no EV investment, no like up in speed nature is 85 speed. Double that with the Blunder policy, it becomes 170.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, yeah, 170, which outspeeds everything except for Raikou.
Party.
So that was part of why. So now I'm going to be much faster on the draw for a lot of my protection here,
Mm-hmm.
which was the big thing.
I'm anticipating. Yep. Dynamax.
There's the
And
Dynamax.
Suicune also
There's the
does.
Dyna there.
That's risky, but yeah, ally switch is a thing, and you
He ally
covered.
switched right into one.
You covered for that, so. And you don't get the
At
paralysis
this point,
on Suicune because there's.
I don't get the paralysis, but I think this is arguably better.
Yeah, it is.
So
It is. I'm just
get to
saying
where we
it's
are here.
funny that you stopped your own paralysis from happening, but it's not a bad thing by any stretch.
Yeah. So and like the biggest thing here now, I basically decided it doesn't matter if the ally switches here.
Mm-hmm.
I either put the ally switcher to sleep.
Yep.
And that also prevents Will-O-Wisp and other stupid shenanigans from happening, especially foul play,
Yep.
which does hurt a good amount of my team.
I would say so. Yeah.
But if he does ally switch, the Dynamax goes away. Or the Dynamax is now frozen in place.
Yeah. So you covered for the ally switch basically, really well.
Yeah, like I basically if I landed it, there was a no lose situation.
Right. Now, if you did miss, that could have been a problem, especially because Suicune might be able to KO Pikachu, who's really not bulky. But
It absolutely can.
Yeah.
So we move on from here. You can see LA's basically calling out luck and hacks. I'm only at that point. I am 75% overall on all my lands, so I'm slightly above average. So I'm doing okay. I think the hypnosis are hitting where it matters though. Like that's the biggest thing. So this is Volt Crash, which I don't kill with because it's coming from a Pikachu.
Hey, it's also going into a Suicune. That should pick up.
Yeah,
though.
which we've already proven is bulky.
Yep, we sure have.
There's the foul play.
Yep.
So now here comes Entei.
And you know you
I've
have
lost my.
Yeah.
He brought extreme speed. I was not ready for that.
Life Orb. Oh, there's that side heal pulse into an empty slot.
That did not matter. Yeah. So the para here was huge.
Oh, you tried to ally switch. That makes sense.
He did. I don't know that it truly matters in the case of so what I was looking at here was if the ally switches, I take out Spiritomb.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. He likely would have Sacred Fired into a Alolan Dugtrio,
Yeah.
which is still super effective, and it would probably brought me down to Sash. At that point, I'm looking at a 50% chance here. If he hits the burn, Dugtrio goes down. We probably go to a game three.
Yeah.
Unless Gothitelle manages to pull out all the stops, whatever, gets another hypnosis, and then just rock tombs it to death.
Yeah, you had outs, but the game gets a lot more difficult from there.
It was not a. They were not guaranteed though.
No.
So the fact that the para happened is awesome for me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for him because like the multiple turns without the para taking effect. This is the one turn it does take effect. I'm sorry, but that is the name of the game.
Yep.
I had to find a way to bring it down to a coin flip, and I think I got pretty close to it. This guaranteed it for me. And now just to make sure because
Question.
Spirit Tomb tends to be bulky. Answer Daily Double.
Do you have a move on Alolan Dugtrio which does a decent amount of damage into Spiritomb that does have 100% accuracy?
High horsepower is 100%.
It's 95.
Then I have Iron Head.
Yeah, my recommendation going forward is if a unless you're
Is
like quite a ways away from getting the guaranteed KO, click a move which doesn't miss. In this case, I think you had it. Gothitelle and Dugtrio as Focus Sash. I think that's too much for Spiritomb on less than 50% HP to take out by themselves. But it has happened before where like you hit your move, you win, and just be usually what happens is people click like the most damaging move, but it has less than 100% accuracy. Sometimes when you miss, you lose. You can get away with it this game in this exact situation. So I'm not saying
mm,
you misplayed in this situation, but always consider, can I pick up the KO with a move that doesn't miss? And if the answer is yes, go for it. You don't want to get screwed over by missing.
yeah, no, and I absolutely agree with that. I thought high horsepower was 100, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
One thing you can always do before you click a move, if you hover over it on Showdown, unless you have like hard mode enabled, but that's
I
never a default.
I did. I must have misread it. Is all it is.
Okay, yeah, it has the base power at the top and then the accuracy right below it, and high horsepower is 95. So,
Yeah, but regardless, kind of how we went through that match, and we saw um, exactly like we play by play, look through the thought process a little bit, and maybe analyze some of the plays, what was good, what maybe wasn't as good. That's kind of the goal here.
exactly.
And if you guys want us to do that, then awesome, we absolutely can. You just got to let us know.
Yeah.
So that's it for that part there. Um, so I'd say we mentioned that we would go through some of like the big numbers as far as like support moves, kills, things like that, and how that would affect our fantasy standings as well. Especially considering
Hmm.
fantasy is based on Ultra Ball this season.
Yep. Yeah, this is Ultra Ball's time to shine, steal the spotlight, and yeah, get some coverage of the fantasy league while we wait for the standings. We can get a little bit of insight before those numbers come out.
Yep, and so the first match we're going to look at as far as like reports wise is between Jersey Venusaurs and Guam War Turtles. Um, Swampert did well, getting 5 kills over 3 games and only died once.
Yeah, that's good numbers.
Um, that's that stonks. Um, Alternatively, we have on Guam War Turtles side 4 kills, 2 deaths over 3 games. And then Slowbro used 7 support moves and got a kill over the 3 games.
Yeah, I'd say those are two of the standouts. And Bouffalant with 3 games, 3 kills, 1 death, and 1 passive kill for 4 kills total. I'd say those are the three Pokemon who got the most out of the game. Sceptile is a little bit behind. I think for the most part, as far as
Yeah, no, absolutely.
kills, support moves, and passive kills. If those add up to 4 or higher, the Pokemon's gonna get quite a few points for that week.
Oh, absolutely. And so, like, there's definitely a couple standouts on this one, but overall, pretty good job, both of y'all. I don't remember who exactly has. I don't know who has Slowbro claimed in the standings, but they should be happy. Same as whoever has Swampert and Bouffalon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next up, we can go ahead and look real quick at the match between Sub-Zero Glaceon and the Canberra Berserkers. Looking here, Raichu was brought 2 games, got 1 kill and 6 support moves, and didn't die once.
Yeah, good showing from Raichu. Electivire, 1 game played, 3 kills, no deaths. Surprising to see.
That's
Dusknoir, 1-2-1, no support moves.
Yeah, that was a little interesting to see. You don't normally see Sweeper Dusknoir.
But I mean,
Um,
it's doable, so I don't mean any
oh,
criticism.
absolutely.
I'm just surprised.
Oh, absolutely not. It's absolutely it's not something you expect very often. So the fact that we're seeing it, that's really cool.
Right.
That's kind of what Ultra Ball is all about, right?
Yeah, do you. Interesting to see Kingdra's there with 2 games played and then no other
No.
stats. They're
So yeah,
just along for the ride.
that means yeah, they got carried that in that game. It looks like, but it next week could always be Kingdra's week.
True.
Alternatively, on Compare Berserkers, Roserade did okay. Only got brought 1 game, 1 kill, 1 death, 2 support moves. So, I mean, that looks like that's going to be the MVP for Canberra's side, but that's
Um,
okay.
this might not be the time or place, but Klefki has 2 games played and 1 death and a 0-2 loss, so we may need to double check the stats just to make sure they all add up.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it just didn't get brought the second game.
It should be a 1 instead
I-
of 2 then.
Well, I mean, like, as if it came in. Yeah, actually, wait, though, that is weird.
If there was I think we're doing if there's a forfeit, the Pokemon still gets a death. But we can double check that. Yeah. We'll try not to dwell too much on any potential.
Any potential mistakes, because that could just be that a mistake. So there's no point in like going over it in too much detail.
But yeah,
Correct.
just remember to check your numbers.
Check your numbers, check your battle reports, make sure they're all kosher and copacetic, guys.
And blessed by a rabbi. Well, that's kosher already, so.
Yeah. Next up, we're looking at the game between Adelaide Thunderbolts and Wild and Wigglytuffs. Holy Mother of God. Adelaide had a couple Pokemon really go off for him this week.
For sure.
Galarian Articuno got brought 2 games, 5 kills, and no deaths.
Yeah, big week. Morpeko 2 deaths, but 3 kills and 4 support moves I think is a lot of points.
That's really solid, especially for something that is considered frail like Morpeko. On Wild and Wigglytuff's side, there's no notable standouts as far as like points winners.
Yeah, not this
for
week.
fantasy.
Not this week.
But that can change very quickly.
Yep, for sure.
Next up, we're looking at the match between Spheovora Calicos and the Distortion Zone. Which this was a very hyped up match, and watching it, that was a lot of fun to watch. So let's look at like some of the stats that went behind it. So look right away. Silvally got 4 kills with 0 deaths. Ferrothorn 2 kills and 1 support move with only 1 death.
Good showing. And Inteleon,
Absolutely.
3 support moves in 1 game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the greatest stat ever, but
on something that is primarily used as an attacker, as a support Pokemon, that did really well.
yeah. If they can't get a KO, hey, they were able to get 3 support moves out first, so Props to your mama.
And on top of that this says nothing about the damage it may have done to lead to other kills.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't get any points to your name if you did all the damage but didn't pick up the KO, which
That
oh, reminiscent.
that is called DPS, and they are underappreciated.
True. Well, maybe in the stats at least. Sometimes the trainers know. They know who really
Yeah,
did all the damage, even if the stat sheet
yeah.
doesn't.
Next up, we've got my game versus Golden State Gyarados,
Mama.
as we've already seen. As far as support, or like fantasy,
I
if somebody picked Gothitelle, they're gonna be a very happy man or woman.
Happy
A
person.
very happy person.
Yeah, there you go.
Between two games, it used 17 support moves.
Yeah, I think Gothitelle will have picked up the most points this week. I believe per action you get the most points by getting a kill, but there's a hypothetically finite number of kills that you can get in a match, and it's more limited if it's a 2-game match instead of a 3-game match. Whereas support moves,
Yeah,
not ad infinitum because the game has to end at some point, but you can really rack up a lot of support moves in one
there's
match.
a
So support Pokemon
there's a
are
lot of
good
room there.
investments sometimes in your
Yeah.
fantasy draft league. They can really carry some weeks like this one is.
Oh, absolutely.
I top?
And then
Oh,
for
oh my, you
what
do.
is
We're in the middle of recording. I don't know why you're bringing this up right now.
bruv.
It's
Uh,
Guardian's computer, by the way, and I don't know why it's called iTop, but
what are you talking about?
iTop screen recorder update. Oh, that's my computer. I'm so sorry.
That's why I'm sitting there like,
I
what?
don't have this app.
I am so confused. But okay, we're gonna roll with it. Uh, Golden State. Unfortunately, nothing notable as far as like fantasy standouts. Suicune got 2 kills, so every time it came in, it got a kill. Spiritomb got 3 support moves, and Kangaskhan got 3 support moves.
Yeah, but Spiritomb, well,
Only
do
Spiritomb only came in one
do
game,
kills
so
and deaths count for the same amount? I don't remember. I think they do. So I think in that case, Spiritomb and Kangaskhan will uh, both provide. They will provide an equal number of points.
yeah, no, absolutely. Um, well, Spiritomb and Kanga, no, Spiritomb will provide more because it only came in one game, so and it only got killed once compared to twice.
If games played, you get points for games played and you lose points for deaths. So it depends on the value of games played versus deaths. Like if death is -2 and games played is +1, yeah, it's better that Spirit Spiritomb will have done better. Whoever came to one game,
Yeah.
that was Spiritomb. Yeah.
So, hmm so next up we have the Napalm Apom versus Shadow Kings.
Uh,
Um,
big week for
we
somebody
are
at the bottom there,
yeah.
the way bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Galarian Slowking, 2 games brought both games. Or sorry, he was brought 2 of the 3 games, and got 8 kills.
So all the possible KOs for the 2 games that they showed up and 0 deaths. I think they probably unseat Gothitelle for most points this week because of no deaths, and I think kills are worth more than support moves. But if
Yeah.
it's yeah, it depends on the difference between the two because
But
17's a
regardless, that
big
is
number,
a
but so is 8
17's a big
kills.
number. However, so is 8 kills. That is with no deaths. That is absolutely insane.
Literally, Galarian Slowking in the kills to deaths to games played department could not have done better. So that's going to be enormous, absolutely massive.
Yeah, and fortunately, a lot of Napalm Apom's Pokemon were pretty middle of the road. Everything that quite a few of the things that came in uh, gotta,
They fell to Galarian Slowking, clearly.
yeah. I'm just reading. I was reading something
Yeah,
here, making sure I was reading it right. Um,
Crocodile's a good
it looks
answer.
like, but yeah, Crocodile did good. Brought all 3 games, 3 kills, 3 deaths. So came in, got a kill, and then
They never got that Galarian
that's not
Slowking, though, as we can see here.
no. However, in one of the games, Beware did survive and did well. Um, well, did all right. Got 1 kill, and only died once in the 2 games it had.
Hmm.
So it means it did some answers. It did some damage, and it lived one of the games.
Yeah,
Considering that was a 2-1 for Shadow Kings.
exactly. Uh, and then this is the
Next up,
last match of week one, is that correct?
yes, that is correct.
Okay.
So this is California Bastiodons versus Mooing Miltanks. So right off the bat, um, Ludicolo did pretty good for California Bastiodon with 4 kills and 2 deaths in one support move over 2 games.
Yeah, that might be the biggest stat here. Alolan Ninetales as well, I would say. They went to all 3 games. They died only 2 of the 3. 3 support moves and 1 kill is pretty good.
Yeah, and I have a feeling
Wow.
that was probably Aurora Veil, but I haven't seen the game myself, so I
Right.
can't be sure.
Yeah, tough to say.
But like that's
But it makes sense, that call. Dracozalt on the other side for Waffle Mooing Miltanks. 2 games, 3 kills, 1 death. So
yeah,
looks like they did all right as well.
Drexler did well. It looks like he shifted away from his sand core for game 3. Um, and it I can't say if that was a really good idea or not, but the results do speak for themselves that Bastiodons won the back half or won the back 2 games.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes something can really catch you off guard game one. Um, and if you're the one who loses that game one, you have to adjust going forward games two and three. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you solve the team after game one, it's really difficult for once your team is solved after that game one, it can actually be harder to win games two and three because maybe you've shared too much information with your opponent or you threw your best at them game one. And so if they have an answer to that, it makes it a lot harder, at least psychologically, for you to then go back and
And
beat
just
them.
and overall, California Bastiodons was able to adapt really well and come back.
Exactly.
Because sometimes it just comes down to you have a good strategy, but like somebody's able to adapt around it.
Hmm.
So, but overall, based on what we've seen, you look at the standings. Adelaide is currently leading the charge here,
Yes.
followed by a Sub-Zero Glaceon, myself, then Ant Man. Um, as as far as I don't think we need to go over the entire leaderboard, do we?
Nah, nah. It's up there. They get posted pretty consistently on time every week.
Yeah, that's
Feel free to check it
but
out,
that
but it is good to know the top four.
yeah, and so like that's so yeah, that was it looks like that was an awesome week 1 for everybody, and I'm excited to see how the rest of us goes so far, or how the rest of it goes in general. I don't know why I put so far there, but that's good. Um, so honestly, is there anything else we need to cover at the
Okay, my
moment?
convoluted plan for if you want to have a
Your
good time.
convoluted plan.
This is not something you can do
Oh,
in this season seven, because it involves banned Pokemon. Okay, so the setup is you have. I need to make sure I get this right. Yes, you have Magic Bounce, Trick Room, Hatterene, and you have Gurgeist Super with Shadow Sneak and Room Service and Pickup. So turn one, you set Trick Room with Hatterene. It's really hard to stop them. The only way to really stop them is to KO them most of the time. And while you're going for Trick Room with Hatterene, you Shadow Sneak into them with Gurgeist, activating Hatterene's weakness policy. Then, at the end of the turn, Trick Room goes up, which activates uh, Gurgeist's room service. Now that they don't have an item and Hatterene has consumed theirs, their pickup activates and then they pick up weakness policy. Turn two, you Dynamax the Gurgeist Super, who it's okay because they have really high defense and Hatterene's attack is good but not great. You Brutal Swing with the Hatterene and activate Gurgeist's weakness policy, and now you have two Pokemon with weakness policies activated who are good under Trick Room, and Trick Room is up, mama, ready to sweep everybody out the field.
Alrighty then.
That's my fun strategy for the week. It is convoluted. It is, in most instances, not recommended, but if ever there was a place to try it, it's when you feel like just having fun or surprising your opponent or entertaining a crowd in the Ultra Ball.
Fair enough. Alrighty, and then
Yeah, just a
with that being said,
friendly reminder before we
oh,
go. Yeah, we're out here to cater to both crowds, the learning, wanting to get better, and the having fun crowd. We're open and excited to get your feedback. You can say something pretty much anywhere where we can see it, and we will see it. We will listen, and we'll try to incorporate what we can. But you can also let us know what you did like. If you'd like to see it less, don't be a dick about it, but let us know.
mm-hmm.
And
So, and with that being said, thank you guys for listening. Comment, subscribe, all that good
oh
stuff
my god.
to keep up with any more for any more WPL updates, be it whether it be Master Ball or Ultra Ball.
Hmm.
And we will see you all next week.
Love your hair. Hope you win.
Peace, peace.
Bye.